Hey everyone, it's Rob from VRA Realty Alliance. Today I'm going to be talking about escalation clauses in Pennsylvania, how we use them to win bids, how they can be foiled, everything you need to know really about how they work. It's a great thing to understand if you want to understand how to not overpay for a house but still win. I'm going to give you some tips at the end here, so stay tuned about how you can overcome them by using a cool little trick. Let's get into it. Alright, so you're making a bid on the house and it's kind of got you seeing red. You're charging ahead, you want to pay what you have to pay to get the house, but you don't want to pay anymore. That's where escalation clauses come into play. So what an escalation clause is, you bid a price on the house with an escalation up to a certain amount, and then if someone else comes in, your bid moves above their bid as long as their bid doesn't go above your max. So let me show you an example of how that would work. Okay, so let's use an example of a house that's $100,000 for simplicity. All right, so you got $100,000 as your asking price. Maybe we start our bid there as well. Then we've got the bid price. So we'll say we come in at 100 bid. And then we've got our increasing increment. So we could put that as, let's say, $1,000. We'll call that I for increment. And then we have our max bid that we're willing to go to, which let's say is 130. Call that our max. All right, so they're asking 100,000. We're going to bid 100,000, increments of 1,000 up to 130,000. Right? Let's talk about a couple scenarios. Let's say you're in a multi-offer situation and someone else bids 120,000. What happens to our offer price? So our offer now becomes 121. Now, if they were to bid 140, our offer just jumps to 130 and it doesn't go any higher. So that's how an escalation clause basically works. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you about my little trick to overcome an escalation or stop an escalation clause in its tracks. All right, so you got buyer 1 and you got buyer 2. I'm going to use 300,000 because that's closer to the median sales price in our area. So you've got 300 is the bid for buyer 1 and 300 is the bid for buyer 2. Their increasing increment is going to be 1,000 each. So they're both doing 1,000 each. This person's max is 340,000 and this person's max is 320,000. But buyer 2 is going to use a little trick called paying the seller's side transfer tax. So real quick, what transfer tax is a tax that people have to pay when they sell real estate. And usually in Pennsylvania, the buyer pays 1% and the seller pays 1%. It can vary by area. In Philadelphia, Coatesville, it's more. But anyway, that's usually the rule of thumb. This person's going to pay transfer tax. Now, if you look at this escalation, this person's going to get fully escalated to 320, and this person's going to get escalated to 321,000. But buyer 2 is going to pay the transfer tax of $3,200. So their offer effectively becomes $323,200 versus $321. So even though we didn't max out their escalation clause, we're still actually higher on our bid. Another thing that's nice about this is sort of more cash in the deal, which is a little bit of an appraisal guarantee, which a lot of sellers are going to like. So this transfer tax trick can really help you actually save a lot of money. In this case, it saved this person almost $20,000. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed my video here on escalation clauses. Hope that made sense to you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm a realtor based out of Westchester, Pennsylvania, and I cover southeastern Pennsylvania, northern Delaware, and northeastern Maryland. Thanks very much.